literally like, hey Jared, we're walking on stage right now, we're gonna go sing Alex Happy Birthday, okay? He's like, oh, I know. Yeah.
This is...
I'm like, right now, we're going right now.
It was very good ice cream.
It's the Norton, you know whose fault this is?
What?
Stephen Norton. From the Old Man Friends ice cream.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's a pusher. Yeah, you were literally, I did the same thing. I'm like, so we're gonna go right now. Like, like, wow. You can't pull that man away from his ice cream.
What was your ice cream flavor?
I went with chocolate peanut butter Rebel.
You chocolate peanut butter Rebel.
What'd you go with?
Robbie?
Bobby?
I went with the Mississippi Mud Rebel.
Mississippi Mud Rebel.
Yeah,
Michael?
it's peanut butter.
Wow. I went with the orange sherbet.
In his defense, he's a robot, so... Norton, would you get the sampler? You do.
I got a lot.
What are you eating right now?
I'm eating a vanilla Reese's peanut butter cup shake right now.
Nice.
Were we allowed to bring ours on stage? Really?
Not you. Moran,
No, you're usually finishing yours backstage.
What? Whoa. What happened?
You call yourself an American?
What'd you do?
You didn't get any?
Is this band fighting?
No, he did put in a request. I brought extra for everybody, so there's some. Have you had any? Oh, well, what did you have?
Chocolate chip?
What about you guys? What did you get, Jensen?
White tiger paws.
He's looking just now and said, I
Which,
said, what's in it? He goes, I don't know.
Which coincidentally is also his secret account on Instagram.
Let me tell you something. Every single one of us had the, which is coincidentally joke going through our brain. I
had several.
Mine was, that was your street dancer name. The street dancer. Anyway.
Do you know what a street dancer is? Yeah. And you just dancing on the street.
Let me move my cardboard down.
Yeah, exactly. This man's a hell of a street dancer. You've never seen
White tiger paws, right here. Watch out, I'll scratch you.
What was your flavor there, buddy?
Yeah, what was yours?
I got the chocolate chip cookie dough.
How very six of you.
I like cookie dough, but I was always told that you could die from getting raw cookie dough, that eggs are going to kill you. And I was like, oh God, I can't do this. So as an adult, learning that really the cookie dough raw has nothing to do with actual eggs raw, and I eat eggs raw. Because I don't me.
He does not see him. He'll walk out and do his little chicken coop. He'll just grab an egg and go.
2 weeks ago today, I had some...
And where do eggs come from?
The vent.
Yep. What else comes from the vent? Poop. Everything else. True story. They have one hole.
This is a lesson in chicken farming for all you chicken raisers, owners.
I feel like this is
Chicken.
Hey, Rich, guys, we gotta make it.
Feel free to stick around.
Oh, no. You're really solid poop set. I'm gonna get out. But, real quickly, let me make this officially official. Beautiful people of Rosemont and all the surrounding Chicago-based counties, please. Big round of applause for Mr. Jensen, Ackles, and Jared.
Yeah, sorry, we just kind of rolled right into our material there without getting introduced properly, so it's okay. Thank you, Mom. It's all right, sweetheart. Isn't he handsome? Yeah, you've got tons of cookie dough. Your hair is also falling out, so let's get into that. It happens.
It does, but y'all would love.
It's all right. He's got plenty left. You have a long way to go.
So 11 years ago, I think, we didn't start. We were invited to be a part of this supernatural family. Here we are today, in the same city, and we're thrilled. And I'll say, both for those who are relatively new and those who've been around for a while, looking back at the 11 years since ChicagoCon 1, I couldn't be happier to be here today with y'all, talking about this show that we all love. So I'm just humbled, and I hope we can give y'all a good time. So,
I was inquiring why the entire left side of his face is coated in glitter.
wouldn't you like to know?
That's why I asked. I didn't want to assume, because that just makes an ass out of you.
Really? You glitter?
A clown was involved in my guess. It was just the act was a little, never mind.
All right, I'll figure out how to
go to some questions. Get off
first
the glitter,
first. How are
glitter
you?
material.
Hi. My name is Carrie, and I'm your #1 fan, as you can see.
I love it. Love it.
So, I wanted to know what, I'm a really big reader, and I wanted to see what you were reading right now.
I'm currently reading episode 1 by Andrew Dabb, episode 2 by Eugenie Ross Lemming and Brad Buckner, episode 3 by Robert Behrens. I'm reading, this summer I read a few books. One from Ackles called Ranger Games, which is pretty cool. These days, it's a funny, I don't read as much as I would like to. When I sit down, it's either like, time to sleep, the kids are napping, or read the script. So, the next 9 months is probably supernatural, for me. Senor Ackles, I don't know.
Narcos. I'm currently reading that. It's a Netflix show. I'm reading subtitles.
What are you reading?
It's a real page turner.
I like architectural history and autobiography right now.
Of who?
I just read Allison Ingram's book, Tales of a Prairie Bitch, which was really, really excellent. She was on Little House on the Prairie, and she played Nellie.
Oh yeah.
What was the title of that again?
It was Tales of a Prairie Bitch.
That's what I thought you said. It's funny,
That's his nickname.
They talk a little bit about before White Tiger Paws. It was Tales of the Prairie Bitch.
That sounds fun.
I'll get some stink on you. That was the catchphrase. It was short-lived.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
I'm so sorry.
Mine are a little older, 16, 14, and 12, but which is maybe worse, I don't know. But
I mean, it doesn't get better.
I get a lot more attitude. But every day I see different personality quirks of myself in each one of my kids, and I was just wondering if you all have started noticing any personality traits or quirks that you're like, oh shit, that's me.
I was just telling Jared about this this morning. So, the twins is an interesting experiment. It's especially having boy-girl. So, Arrow, when she's in her little high chair and they're eating, she'll say "mas," which is Spanish for more, and Zeppelin will just go So That's one personality trait I see. I identify with. And then when they're finished eating, and there can still be food on the tray, which generally, like, they just eat until they're full. I wish I could do that, because I just cleared the whole plate. Because that's how I was taught when I was a kid, but obviously we don't teach that anymore. It's all about portion control. But my kids just eat till they're full, and then there's... Right? Again, some of us haven't learned that. So Era will be done, and she'll go, all done. All done. She's 18 months, all done. Zeppelin does this. Just clears it all off onto the floor, but then he ends it with looking at me like this. And it's as though he's like, I know you're gonna pick it up. I'm like, huh, that's me.
My three, Tom's similarities are, he has an unending appetite for sweets, so he can be stuffed and have a gallon of ice cream, like his dad. Shep is drunk Jared. Everything's like, it's not malicious or malevolent, it's just sort of like, he thinks everything is funny. And Odette doesn't give a shit. Pardon my French. Odette will be playing with a plug or playing with glass or something, and I'll be 2 feet away. I'll go, Odette! And she'll be like, no, 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 no. And she'll turn around and be like, and go right back to it. Doesn't care. No, don't clap, it's awful. She does these things where, like, as a dad, I have a daughter. I'm like, hey baby girl, hi Daddy. And I try and tickle her, and so I'll like try and tickle her neck and her underarms and her belly and her legs. She's just sort of like, she's not ticklish. I'll make all these faces and play like fits and tantrums, hand clap, and dance around like a monkey. And she's just sort of like, so she's my wife.
I was gonna say, I've seen you do that to Jen. Maybe that's one of
Jen. True story. Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Odette and Zeppelin are going to get along famously. Because I mean, literally, Zeppelin could be just like, you know, messing with the water. Zeppelin, stop. He'll just look at me and go. I mean, I'm going to have problems.
There's a great picture we have of Odette and Zeppelin, a two-person stroller. And Zeppelin has that exact face, like, and then Odette.
What you gonna do about it, Daddy?
Odette's totally fine. Thank you for your question. Congrats on your kids.
My name's Sandy, I'm from Buffalo, New York. I'm a war veteran, and a lot of what goes on in the show resonates with me on kind of undertone type layer. I was wondering, for your characters versus your personal life, what resonates with you?
Geez, thank you for your service. I mean, I'll speak for me, but I think a lot of Ackles' history mirrors this. You know, he and I grew up, my parents are still married, his parents are still married, they live in the same area that we grew up in. We both have older brothers and younger sisters, and we were very blessed by this life. So there's not a whole lot I find in common with, you know, being possessed by Lucifer and whatnot. But I think one of the ways I approach acting, I guess, is to try and find the reasons why somebody does something and try to humanize it. I've learned a lot from Sam and the writers and from seeing his journey. I don't know, I've said this before, but I feel I really appreciate Sam's sort of academic approach to everything. And that's how I err as well. I don't really feel I understand something until I've read the instruction manual, looked on YouTube videos of how-tos and this and that. So I appreciate his sort of researcher's mindset. And I'm also very grateful that as a person, Jared doesn't have to research a lot, you know? It's not like we go for hours a day. They'll write these scenes where it's like, you know, Sam in the middle of his library for the last 2 weeks researching the lore. Man, kill me. Jared would not like that too much, but luckily Sam does. So I feel, most of all, I really enjoy Sam's sort of academic mindset. He's a lord. How dare you?
Watch your mouth.
Dad.
Is it one thing you admire about your character, is that it? Or one we've learned from?
What's from your person like resonates with your character?
Resonates. I knew it was somewhere in there.
You start with an S.
Yeah, you start with an S though. I would say that Dean's confidence is something that has resonated with me because Dean doesn't walk into a whole lot of rooms afraid of anything. You know, whatever it might be. Not just, I'm not talking about just walking into a scary house with a haunted or whatever. I'm talking any room. Sometimes that can be, a crowded room can be very scary to certain people. And I don't think I battled with it, but I certainly felt effects of lack of confidence maybe early on. And I think that the confidence that Dean has as a character has certainly helped me be a little bit more confident in my life in certain situations. So that's certainly, that's resonated with me.
My name is Lindsay. My question is, I'm about to start college, so I'm super nervous.
That's not a question, Lindsay. You're still in high school.
Yes.
Maybe we need to revisit.
Teasing. I didn't go to college. I'm a little brain dumb.
But he knows what a question is. Okay, just saying. But he does have glitter all over his face, so there's, it's a balancing act.
So my question is, since I'm going into a new season, I was wondering what advice you guys have for somebody who's about to go into a new season that, like, I'm anxious about and scared of, kind of.
A new season of life?
Yes.
Oh, funny.
Well, us going into a new season would be like you going into your senior year. It's something that you've done for the past, 11 years. So, but going into college is that's a big step. It's not something that he or I did, and thankfully.
I'll say.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll say this. This is my opinion and something I try to choose to live by. In 9 months, when your season is over, you will be a better person, a more well-rounded person, a wiser person than you are today. The year might suck. It might be the worst year of your life. But it's about attitude and mindset. And we had got a question earlier about what we tell the season 1 versions of ourselves. And so I feel like I grew every year, even though some years looked at it, I was like, this year sucked. I didn't see anybody, worked my tail off, got the flu, and my arm, and this and that. But now, with hindsight, I went like, oh my God, I learned a lot, I got through it. So there are going to be some really crummy parts of this year, and that's just kind of par for the course, especially starting a new journey. Congrats, I'm going to college, very cool. So remember that all the peaks and valleys of this year are going to make you better. But more than that, the valleys, the low parts, are going to make you greater than the peaks are. You know, the peaks are fun, and you're flying high, and you're living life, you're making friends, you're having a good time. And the valleys that really suck in the moment, you're going to look back in a year, in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and you're like, my God, I grew because of that. You know, you either, what is it, you win or you learn, you know? So I think there will be some highs and lows, and just stick with it, work your ass off, and do the best you can, and come out the other side.
I will say, and your parents may not appreciate this. Well, first of all, study hard and make good grades, but don't let your grades dictate to you what you're learning and what you've learned. Because you're about to learn a whole heck of a lot, and it's not just going to happen in a classroom. And be open to that, and accept that, accept those teachings.
To loosely quote Samuel Clemens, "Don't let schooling get in the way of your education." So study hard.
Yeah, that's what I said.
There's an echo. And
I just didn't want to like plagiarize.
Congratulations.
Yeah, don't plagiarize either.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Thanks.
Hi, my name is Nicole. So on
He's handsome, isn't he? He's right here.
I'm sorry, French mistake. Sam and Dean, they felt like they didn't mean the same to our world, so they wanted to go back. I'm thinking, I'm asking, do you think they would change their minds if they knew how much Jared and Jensen mean to us? Because they do mean more than just Sam and Dean.
Interesting. Thank you. That's really cool. It's very sweet. I'm glad we didn't go back to that side. I feel like, and he and I have, I'm sure we've posted pictures and whatnot. It's a neat, to answer first, I think it's a really neat life we all get to live. You know, we get to look in this room, it's a huge ballroom in Chicago, or Rosemont, and we get to look around with a bunch of people, you know, 1,000 or more, with similar passions, similar interests. And that's not a life a lot of people get to live, whether you're asking a question or standing on stage or sitting on stage and answering a question. So I feel very grateful. We both care about Sam and Dean a lot, and we care about y'all a lot. So I'm glad it's reciprocated, and I'm grateful to be here. But to sort of answer your question in a rephrased way, I hope Sam and Dean get to keep exploring things, because I think the more that I learn about Sam and Dean, the more I learn about Jared and Jensen. For me, it's very special, and I'm glad I can do it with y'all.
I concur.
Thank you so much.
My question is, if Sam and Dean were not Michael and Lucifer's true vessels, how do you think they would have fought the apocalypse?
I'm not sure. I think we would have won.
I'm gonna go with a tank. Dean will go with a tank, and Sam will go with a tank top. It's like rip away shirt, it's just a tank top, and you're like, what you gonna do about it, Lucifer? Meanwhile, Dean's like, Sarah, get the tank! I said tank!
Is that your go-to flex? For me? Whenever you, for me?
For you, yeah. For me, it's the behind. That's the obvious choice, right?
No.
What's the obvious choice?
Whenever I'm doing, like, pretending to be flexing, I do this number.
But here's the problem, you don't have any legs. You're like Gaston, you're all torso. Yeah. They missed the boat with Beauty and the Beast. I mean...
The camera doesn't see my legs. Thanks, Mom.
Well,
thank you. So it'll be a lot of muscle flexing, I suppose. A lot of like Mr. Olympia poses. Thank you very much. Hi, how are you?
I am well. My name is Darcy. I'm the mother of 6 boys, so if
I'm so sorry.
only having 3 each, I think you'll survive.
do any of your sons stare at you and go, what you gonna do about it, Mom?
I have one with me, and he's probably hoping I don't embarrass him. In the episode regarding Dean, when it was the scene was filmed with the mechanical bull, were you the only one that got to ride at Jensen, or did the rest of the cast and crew get to play too?
That is an actual, that was not a set that we built or anything. That's an actual bar in, is it Lakeland? Or is it Surrey? It's at Maple Ridge. Thank you. Yeah,
Thanks, Cliff.
Thanks, Cliff. Yeah, Cliff doesn't ever go there. No, it's called Roosters, right? Roosters, yeah, it's called Roosters. Yeah. Well, it's better than Cox. But isn't. Hopefully your boys are better behaved than these two. So that is an actual bar in Maple Ridge called Roosters, and they have a mechanical bull there, and that whole thing is set up, and we rent it out twice for the day. I believe the only other person that wrote it that day was my stunt double, Jesse. It was Jesse. It was Jesse who did that thing? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I remember it because he was complaining about it the next, like, 4 days. Because he did one of the like, big wide shots. They literally had him on there for, it was like almost 2 full minutes. And I don't know, like, you're supposed to only write it for 8 seconds. He was on for, yeah, it was, I think it was like 1 minute, 47 seconds or something like that. And you really have to grip tight with your legs. And,
tell us about it.
And, wow, it's all right there. So I did write it for quite a while, but Anyway, enough about my rooster. About roosters. My rooster experience is what it was. That doesn't work either. So yeah, there was just the two of us. I think they told the crew to stay off it until we were done. Yeah, to stay off the rooster. No, the bull. I'm so sorry. It was just me and my stud double, Jesse. That was it. Was there anything else? A follow-up to that?
I just wondered if it bruised the insides of your legs.
He has a picture, as a matter of fact. Will you show the picture of the insides of your legs? Skies out there.
No, I got away, you know, okay. So I wasn't in nearly as bad a shape as Jesse was the next couple of days. Yeah. No. Thank you.
He's got surprisingly durable inner thighs.
Come back.
No.
Hi, how are you?
No. Hi.
Hi, I'm Angela, and this is my daughter Isabel. It's her first convention. She's a little anxious to ask a question. So.
Please do.
I just want to say thank you. You brought me and my daughter a lot closer with your show, so thank you so much.
I love that.
Amazing.
So we were wondering, you know, we talked back and forth about the show. Is it an inside joke that they brought Gabe back for only a couple episodes just to kill him off again? Do you guys make fun of him for that?
Brought Gabe back?
Yeah.
Well, it is supernatural. And we've seen Castiel come back from the empty, so never count anybody out. I don't know what's going to happen with Gabriel. Generally I don't. But I did love his arc last year, here to watch. Yeah, and then also Richard as a director is doing a killer job, and we're lucky to have him back, I think, twice this year. So, it's one of those situations almost like, again, I don't know what happens. And I said this about Jim Beaver for 7 years until he came back. But if that's I'll echo and parrot what I said about Bobby Singer. If that's the way Bobby Singer, the character Jim Beaver, goes out, well, that's a pretty friggin' cool way to go out. So, same way about Gabriel. If that's the way Gabriel goes out, if that's what he sacrifices to help the world, Winchesters, and our existence, then that's a cool way to go out. That having been said, I hope to see him again.
I like to think that we did just bring him back so we could kill him one more time.
Same thing.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm reading you. I got you. Yeah, I mean, we maybe do it again, you know? No.
Third time's a charm.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you, and thank you, Isabel.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks, guys.
Hi, my name is Robin. This is my first convention, and I'm a little nervous. Give me a second.
It's okay.
This is Jared. It's like his 87th convention. He's a little nervous too.
My question is, can you guys reenact your favorite episode? I mean,
yeah, we'll run it. Sure.
Yeah, driving, cruising, cruising along.
Found something.
What you got?
Looks like bodies are turning up in Duluth. Their eyes burned out.
We got a tail.
Let's lose them.
think it's just some toilet paper stuck to the bunker.
Did you forget to wipe it? Did you forget to pay the gas bill? That's it.
There you go. I would like to be in line for that.
It's just that these guys are idiots. Thank you, Robin, and welcome. It feels weird to see the way you're supposed to see this.
I'm gonna seriously need some help here.
That is not a rookie move.
What's up?
I'm Mary.
No, it's who took us. Hi, Harry.
Never had hurt.
Mary.
Say it again.
Mary.
Mary! What contrary?
I was wondering, what is your absolute most favorite prank that you've played on anybody from the cast?
I mean, nearly breaking Misha's nose with a whipped cream pie was probably
Yeah, whipped cream to the face without breaking the nose was a blessing. And then also the, I think it was 2,000 pennies or something in his car, or 20,000 pennies in his car. I think you could hear them rattling for like 6 months. So
I'm gonna say I'm gonna steal one of yours. Is one of my favorite, and that was years ago. You guys remember Sebastian Roche? So we were on the same flight, and we were walking through the Vancouver airport. And if you heard this, just save it.
So we're in Vancouver
Airport, and
through Customs and Immigration.
And we're walking through the terminal, and I guess Sebastian had gotten there a little early, because there's one of those little like spa, like massage places there. The Express Spa or Absolute Spa, whatever it is. So he's in that chair with his face in the donut. You got this young lady, he's, rubbing on his back and doing the whole thing, and we're walking by and we notice it's him in the chair, but he obviously can't see us because his face is very.
He's in the donut. He's in the donut, just
right. He's just like him. So you have the ladies sitting there doing the thing, and then Billy, I need your assistance. So you be the ladies for everything. So Jared's like, and he taps me on the shoulder. He's like, watch this.
And proceeds to.
And then Jared proceeds to just go lower, into his pants, and not a word of a lie. Sebastian's going, oh. He's never looked at his head. And he's just like, oh, yeah.
When is he going to look up? Because I pull my hands up his shirt first, and then I'm like, okay, I'm sticking my hands in his pants. Okay, he's really let me go to town. And he's,
and finally he hears like, and it was me, and there's a couple laughing their ass off. And I'm like on the floor in tears. And he finally like looks puts his head up and sees me just like, just folded, and he's like, what? Oh. And he's like, keep in mind, this is in a public place, like an airport, and there's people, and now like, there's a crowd gathered.
Well, all the other masseuses who work at that place are like on the floor laughing. And Sebastian, the ever-present Frenchman, is like, ooh. Just like,
That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, that was
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Ash. Sorry, I'm like literally shaking.
It's alright.
I was wondering, back to the French mistake, if it were reversed, how do you guys think the meta version of you would feel in the Super Athlete Force?
If Sam and Dean, if Jared and Jensen went to Super
Yeah.
I'd be doing a lot of hiding. And I'm a large man, but I can fit in small spaces.
So many, just, nope. I think Jensen would have no problem kicking the door in, but would have no idea what to do once the door was open, and would probably retreat very quickly. That being said, if Jensen found what was in the trunk of the Impala first, now we got a game. He could grab the rocket launcher, the grenade launcher, and have some fun. Yeah, that's what would happen.
Hi, my name's Sarah from Iowa. My question is, in your mind or in real life, what is one room in the bunker that we haven't seen yet, and what scene would you like to see filmed in it?
You know what? Steam shower.
Oh, haven't we done a scene in the showers? It's like it's like locker room showers. I did. Who showered? Me. For what? I was dirty. Still am.
Well, I didn't know we did the shower scene. We see this room and this scene in the first episode. I'm pretty stoked about it. But the exercise room, it's not like treadmills and TVs, but a very elementary, rudimentary version of 1950s fitness, or whatever the middle letters. Bunker was closed up for good, so you always wonder like how these guys know so much. So to see that was and showers.
So you notice that when we've shot scenes from the exterior of the entrance to the Minute Letters, that kind of door that goes into the mountain, so to speak. And then we've also seen people come into the Minute Letters from up above there. But we've never seen that hallway that exists between the front door and the entrance to the main room. How long is it? How wide is it? Are there lights in it?
Yeah, how complicated, right?
How complicated is it? You meander for a while? Do you get like a little mining cart? Like, I don't know.
Indiana Jones that shit.
Yeah, maybe it's filled with Sam's shoes. I don't know. That would be a cool area to do something.
Maybe it's like now they're all safe. Maybe it's like the soccer team. Maybe to have like babysitters come in. They're all safe and sound and alive. It's great news. But you know what about people who are stuck? Like it's 2.5 miles of scuba diving.
Yes. Well, like so, I did a movie years ago that was shot primarily inside of a coal mine. And we filmed most of what you see in the movie in a decommissioned mine that was quite big, and they still do tours through it and stuff like that. But it was a big open mine, and it wasn't that far from the entrance. When we went to an actual exterior or working coal mine, I got to speak with some of the guys that actually worked there, and the way that they got to work inside the mine was to get on these motorized carts that were on a track, and to be more efficient, they didn't build the tunnels big and wide. They literally built them about 5 feet tall. So what they would do is they would get on this cart and lay completely back, and the ceiling of the mine was about right here, and they would ride like that for 2 miles into the work area. And yeah, they were like, oh, we'll just take a nap. But can you imagine like going like 5 miles an hour with the ceiling this far, and you're just going into the center? Like I was like, nope, I'd freak right out. So yeah, maybe it's like that. Who knows?
Let's see that.
Yeah. Anyway,
thank you for your question.
Good question.
Super excited to be here. I have a question for you guys that I'd like to be able to answer. And basically, when you guys do like the monster hunting and the killing, you guys act like it's normal and you're not scared, and your characters are very brave. I'd like to know which are your favorite monsters and which ones really scare you.
As far as what we've done on the show?
Yes.
I legitimately didn't like the dolls.
The dolls.
Like the antique dolls that they somehow found and were sitting on legitimately I was like, haunted for real. That one just winked at me. I don't like any of this. Very rarely do I walk onto our dilapidated sets, you know, that I'm like, but that one, like the dolls, no, thank you.
Honest to God, I was legitimately wigged out by the apocalypse world vampires. For good reason, I guess. Because they were not very nice to Sam. When they hired these 5 or 6 stunt actors and actresses who were very, very expressive and looked just really messed up. And they were sort of sitting there, you know, the scene with Sam and Lucifer, the scene with Sam and Lucifer in the mines, and they're sitting there at the edge and they're like growling. I was like, I don't like this. And they're all great stunt performers and performers. That was pretty. It was legitimately spooky. My favorite monsters. I don't know. Oh, me too. No.
Minus 49er.
My favorite monsters. I did not love the Leviathans. I did love, you know, I like a good classic vampire that's not, you know, pale and beautiful and you can't see me in the light. You can't see me in the light. Just next to it. It's beautiful.
What are you talking about?
You can't see me in the light. The twilight. Let's go. I like our vampires. I think they win. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Casey. I asked this question to Misha yesterday, but I just wanted to ask you guys, when did you guys realize in a moment of time that you loved your wives?
Still waiting. Still waiting. Well, I don't want to be semantic, but did we realize we loved our wives, or loved our fiancés, or our girlfriends that are now our wives?
Girlfriends, like when you first realized like you loved like your partner.
I can't say exactly when.
I can say that.
It's like flowers and stuff.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna answer. It was, we did this little movie together called 10-Inch Hero.
Where is he?
Yeah, obviously you guys haven't seen it, but it's, anyway, we would commute together to and from. We lived in the same area in Los Angeles, and then we were filming in San Pedro, which is about an hour drive. And so she and I carpooled together, and it was probably the second week of filming. We were in the car, and just the conversation, and I was like, oh no. I was dating somebody at the time, and it was kind of a new relationship. We were, and it was kind of, it had already fizzled out, that was another thing too that I wanted to kind of touch on is. I dated a few people, obviously prior to Neil, and those, you know, there's always that moment where you're like, oh, I really like this person. Like, I want to be with this person as much as I can, and but then that feeling eventually kind of fades away, and unfortunately, sometimes there's not enough to sustain a relationship. That hasn't happened yet with Neil. I'm just saying. But it was in those carpool, those drives, and those conversations was when I realized that she was going to be a problem for me.
Yeah, I think I'm sort of similar. So Jen and I knew each other for several months before going on our first date, and I finally got the courage to ask her to lunch. Stayed for dinner and chatted, and the next day we went to dinner again, or lunch again, whatever, and she's like, you can't tell anybody that we're dating. And I was like,
we're dating?
What? I mean, she was so...
presumptuous.
Yeah. She was so... it was comforting, because she didn't give to SHITs about my TV show, or how much money I had made, or what I looked like, whatever. She's like, cool, well, just don't go brag to everybody that we're dating. You know, like, it was kind of like, damn, girl. And so...
Yeah, you were the lucky one in this scenario.
hell yes, I still am. So I think I was, you know, for all you fishermen out there, that's when she sort of set the hook, and then it's just been a reeling in job for a little bit. It was pretty. Once I got to know her, it was pretty quick. I knew she'd be the right girl. Say hello to Danielle. Danielle, say hi to your supernatural family.
Yeah.
So you are the very last question that's gone. So as is our wont, we're going to bring you up here and let you see what we see. It better be good. I'll tell you what.
So, you guys have taken us on a journey this season. That end of the scene of the season really killed me.
You're welcome.
So I wanted to know, in this journey you guys have taken us on, so many feels, if you could change anything about what the writers have done, if you could change anything that's happened to your character, what would it be, and would you do it? So Dean becoming a demon. But anything that happened to Sam, would you change anything about your character if you could, or any events that have happened to him?
I would have absolutely changed the fight scene between Lucifer and Michael. To take place on the ground. And instead of looking like some sort of marionette fight. You didn't see it? Have you seen Team America? It's like that.
Well, that gift's going to be hard to explain. Is it?
I think. So I love, we've done so many episodes of the show as Sam and Dean. I love when we get to explore other parts. So I wish we saw more of Demon Dean. I hope we see a lot of Michael Dean. But other than that, I actually find a weird sort of maybe masochistic solace and comfort in not being able to change the past. Going like, hey, I didn't like this, but that's life. Whether it's Sam or Jared, it's kind of helping me in my personal life to go like, hey, sure, I wish it was different, but it's not going to be different, I can't change it. So other than hoping to see more sides of Sam and Dean's character, and obviously, I just really wish there was a lot more Chuck and Gabriel. I just really love that.
Look his face. Look at that glitter.
Don't look at me in the light.
Yeah, it's like covered with glitter. Who was wearing glitter and rubbed his face?
She just goes,
oh no, it's all over. I mean, yeah, you got glitter behind.
And it's beautiful.
Once I get to the side, I'll tell you what. Me and Patterson.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jim Beaver from the TV show Supernatural, and be sure and check out the content on Wayward Fanboy.